context analysis, we in this segment use Porter's 5 forces to analyze all the key elements. Competitive rivalry or competitions is considered a strong force. There are only a small number of firms operating in the automobile market, and these firms are generally aggressive in innovating and promoting their products. Bargaining power of customer is considered a moderate force. Low switching costs reduce barriers for customers to purchase cars from other providers. However, the availability of substitutes is only moderate in many cases, thereby limiting customer bargaining power. Bargaining power of supplier. We use this as moderate force. Suppliers have a low level of forward integrations. This external factor refers to suppliers' limited control in the distributions or sale of the products. Threat of substitute or substitutions also is another moderate force. As pointed out in the other aspect of this analysis, low switching costs enable competitions. In this external analysis case, the low switching costs enable substitutes, such as public transportations, to easily attract customers. However, the moderate availability of substitutes limits such influence of supplier. Threat of new entrants or new entry, however, is a weak force. Denzaa's business is difficult to compete with, especially because of the high cost of brand development. In addition, automobile manufacturing have high costs, which impose a barrier to new firms. Moving on, we use SWOT analysis to get deeper into the details. First of all, strength. As an electric car brand from China, Denzaaa dominates when it is cheaper than the same segment and geographic distance compared to Vietnam. Secondly, weakness. Making comparisons with the average income of Vietnamese people, Denzaa's product can be seen as a brand at middle to high income. The habit of Vietnamese people is to ride a motorcycle instead of a car. Opportunities. When people nowadays pay a lot of attention to the issues of environment and also the pollutions, electric vehicles are one of the best solutions to reduce the air pollution. Last but not least, threat. As mentioned above, Denzaaa has a compete with rival companies that doing business in car industry in both domestic and abroad brands, and in general, they have to convince customers to choose electric cars rather than the others. About communication objectives, developing brand recognitions and brand awareness, bringing electric car and environmental friendly technology to every household with competitive pricings. Next, we go to marketing communication strategies, STP. First part of STP is segmentations. There are 3 kinds of segmentations we are taking on. First is demographic. Our focusing group is people in the range from 25 years old to above with personal status of being married or already have a family. Coming from middle to upper middle class, these people should have the ability and the conditions to receive higher educations with a social status as white-collar workers, small business owner, economists, people that live in or around the border range of the city with a dire need to transport by personal vehicles. For psychographic, Denzaaa take interest in people that own a modern lifestyle, flexible to trends, and quickly updated to social news. People with high personal interest in green technology, environmental issues, and energy, and of course, car lovers. For geographic, our focusing group should be living in high populations area, big city of Vietnam like Hanoi, Saigon, Da Nang, etc. Targeting. Denzaaa try to attract the confident, trendy, social stable individuals who pay lots of attention to long-term visions, to future technology, and crave to make influences to environmental issues. Denzaaa 500 range targets at those customers who are successful, family-oriented, and have a dire need in leading a visions, a trend. Positioning. Anyone can be an innovator. Denzaaa brings the future to every household, making you the pioneer to a better world, a better life. For our missions, increasing brand awareness and bring electric car and environmental friendly technologies to every household. For our communication channel, we have websites, online advertisings, open events, television commercial, and sponsorships. Coordinated communication mix. We have advertisings, outdoor advertisings, including car exhibitions. The main point of opening a car exhibition is to approach as many as possible audiences. Then we choose the Hanoi walking streets or Nguyễn walking streets in Saigon due to it is more cost-saving compared to opening in a stadium or in front of a shopping mall. Test drive. For the beginning, we will invite influencers to have a test drive before releasing an exhibitions privately and record their first impressions. Those videos will be shown at the exhibitions and maybe a part of the TVC. After launching, we will open test drive offer for limited customers in our partners part. For advertising, we have TVC. We plan that there are at least two versions of our TVC. One will combine all of our products, including our key message, core competencies, and the other will mix of presenting products and particular experiences. The first TVC will be shown mainly on broadcasts, cinema advertising, TV, and the second one will be shown on social network. For public relations, we have the press. We collaborate with them to write articles related to the car exhibitions and additional activities, or even an article imply about trending of electric car and mention the Denzaaa. For entertainment, we have fan page on social medias, influencers. Besides celebrities, influencers here are public figures of social medias. We want to invite them to experience a test drive and review about their feelings. About community, we would like to sponsor any public environmental events or competitions to attack to community about our moral benefits. About financial, banks are partners, then we will leave some information up at the waiting areas for their sales offices. And about promotions, we have two options. Partial payment is included and also pre-order price. About resources, Denzaaa needs to pay attention to the recruitment and engagement of high-skilled, not only Vietnamese employees, but also international employees in all departments, such as procurement, sales and marketing, distributions, research and production. Denzaaa needs to focus on the particularity of each aspect. For example, research and productions, Denzaaa should use international employees to not only contribute in this aspect, but also to create trust and loyalty to customer, because Vietnamese customers have trend to like international goods and believe in intelligence of its employees. To have the best working environment, the company must respect the cultural differences. They should create a fair environment between foreign workers and local workers. The recharging station is one problem with this company. The company should create good alliance and relationship with partners such as Petrolimex Vietnam to establish electric recharging station. About marketing, not only in expertise aspect, but also Denzaaa should pay attention in key opinion leader, in short, KOL. These are influential people in a certain field, widely known and influenced by everyone, who can be understood as a leader. About budgets, as you can see in the table, length of advertising will vary throughout the year. In each special event, Denzaaa should pay more than his to attract customers throughout the televisions. And also, Denzaaa should pay and use some young celebrity to brand representative to attract young customer who have enthusiastic with new technology. For scheduling and implementation, we plan that it will be the best time to open car exhibitions around the end of the year in August. Test drive will be launched at two sessions, one for advertising from April to May, and the other will be in September and October. The TVC will be out during the whole year, but specifically from May to the end of the year for social media. Press release will also spread on the whole year with hints of product, trend in the first part of the year, and sponsorships and endorsement in the other half. Activities on social media channel will be active around May to October. Influencer will start taking action starting from April, and sponsorships start right at the beginning of the year. Financial activities proceed in the other half of the year, starting in June, and partial payment and pre-order price will be available from September. Cars are considered to be luxuries in Vietnam due to currency, inflation, taxes, and so many things that not many families can afford to buy one. Moreover, environmental issues are still controversial and serious problems of this country. Therefore, an affordable electric car with high technology and durability will be popular and favored by the Vietnamese. So, what's the project goals? The purpose is to spread brand reputations in Vietnam, enable them to know about Denzaaa as valuable cars that everyone can afford to buy comparing to other fuel cars. The project is aimed at sustainable development of countries when using environmental friendly vehicles. It also set the trend of becoming the pioneer in using and having electric cars of Vietnamese people. So, What's the key message? Anyone can be an innovator. Keyword: innovators towards sustainable development and affordable. The expected outcome is that the project increase people brand awareness. About the functions and purpose, we need to address the need of customers in finding a car that suits their financial situations, compare and give explanations why people should buy electric cars rather than fuel ones. Targets especially on people that are highly aware of environmental issues. About the audience, we target at confident, trendy, social stable individuals who pay lots of attention to long-term visions and future technology. People that are on a hunt for a new car that bring the right kind of message they want to deliver. Evaluations and control. We will keep track of the feedbacks from customers and experts to evaluate the communication plan. Personal interview and online survey will be launched each month to collect information about the brand awareness among customers. We also keep track of the variant number in sales since the communication plan launch to know whether the plan is working or not. About feedback, there will be two cases. Positive. Long-term saving money. Although the price of the car is pretty expensive compared to the price of the gasoline cars, the running cost is much lower than the gasoline one. Influence on environment. Using electric car would be completely friendly to the environment, whereas the gasoline car's exhaust is destroying our environment. Drawbacks. Lack of infrastructure. Electric cars are currently not popular in Vietnam, so the lack of charging stations is understandable. Even in the future, if there are charging stations in the big cities, it would be very hard to have ones in the rural areas. Gasoline cars overwhelm electric cars. There is still a large amount of people tend to follow the traditional way. They prefer gasoline cars over the electric cars. Consequently, the range of the customer would be decreased.